Alright guys and gals, simmers and watchers on here on that Flight Sim channel. So here we are, cruising around 8,000 feet, and as promised we're going to begin our descent here shortly. So let's go ahead and just pick up a quick reference checklist here for descent. Now again, keep in mind this is normal operating procedures, this is not an emergency descent by any means. So we're just going to reference this checklist right here. As you can see, power lever as required, airspeed as required, trim as required, PEDs off if low visibility approach, and the Annunciations engine and system page, we're going to be monitoring that. So let's go ahead and unpause the sim, and we'll begin a nice gradual descent. So we're going to bring back power, and let's begin that descent. Now remember guys, the important thing to remember on a descent is to keep an eye on your airspeed. So let's focus here on the airspeed indicator as well as on our airspeed tape here on the PFD. Remember, green is the normal operating airspeeds of the aircraft. That yellow bar here just after 155 knots, that is the, in layman's terms, is the, if you want to operate in that airspeed, fine, just make sure you're in nice, smooth, clean air. But definitely I advise you to keep that airspeed always in the green. And of course, that red hash here, that red radial, is the do not exceed speed of the airframe. If you've got the damage model enabled, you will cause damage to the aircraft if you exceed that airspeed. So once again, we'll maintain a nice shallow descent here, about 550 feet a minute. And we're going to get down to about 1,900 feet or 2,000 feet for our traffic pattern altitude here at Indianapolis Executive Airport. And the reason we're going to be doing the traffic pattern at about 1,900 feet is because the airfield elevation is about 922 feet. So typical traffic pattern altitude is 1,000 feet above ground level from that airfield. So keep in mind that whatever the airfield elevation is, you got to add 1,000 feet to that, and that will be your traffic pattern altitude. However, always reference the airport charts for that, guys. Don't take my word for it. Verify that you've got the latest charts, whether that's through Navigraph or you have real-world charts through ForeFlight. Reference that, look at the airport information chart, and see what the traffic pattern altitude is. So I'll begin making a right turn here as we descend, because the airport is now to our 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And what we're going to be doing is joining a right downwind that is going to be on the left side of the airport, because we'll be making a series of right turns. And we're going to be doing that for runway, I believe, 180, which is the airfield or the runway that we took off from. So again, guys, just keep an eye on that airspeed. Make sure you stay in the green. Adjust your pitch and trim as necessary. If you've got to, you can always drop back power a little bit, but I'm keeping it right here at about 25% load on each engine. And okay guys, what I'm going to do is, in this part of the video, I'm just going to edit it forward, and we'll pick back up when we're on the traffic pattern, especially on the downwind, and we'll go from there. Alright, what's going on, simmers? Captain Gonzo here, and as you can see, we're holding off at about 1,900 feet above ground level, and we are entering the right downwind for runway 18 here at Indianapolis Executive. And just for references purposes, I've gone ahead and looked at our charts on the aircraft, and our final approach speed, or VREF, will be about 83 knots. So what we'll do is we'll fly here just parallel of the runway 18 in this case, as you can see right here. And again, this is a right downwind because we'll be making a series of right turns to line up with the runway. So I'll continue here holding about 1,900 feet. We'll wait till we're about a beam, the threshold there. Okay, so we've passed the runway numbers there, or the threshold. Now, keep in mind, guys, your white arc on your speed indicator, as well as your speed tape here, is your flaps extended operating speeds. Now, in full flap condition, you do not want to exceed 113 knots, as indicated here on the white arc on the airspeed indicator. And if you look at your flap selector handle here, you can see that our approach setting can be at 133 knots or less, and our landing setting cannot exceed 113 knots. So right now, we're about 120. Let's go ahead and get our approach flaps in. and get ready to combat that pitch up. Let's start bringing power back just a bit more. Give ourselves some good room here. And let's go ahead and begin that right base turn. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. There we go. There's the runway. Let's go ahead and begin our final turn here from the right base. And as we slow down, let's go ahead and get that last notch of flaps in. And remember guys, we're looking at a target airspeed of about 83 knots here on the approach. So we're still a little fast, not too bad though. We're a little high, so I can start bringing power back. There we go. Let's go ahead and check. We've got 3 green, indicating landing gears down and locked. Flap selector, showing the light on the landing setting. And now my job is to land it, and your job is to critique me and make fun of me in the comments. So just sit back, enjoy the ride, guys. There we go. We've got white over red. That's a beautiful approach there. Good glide slope. Let's bring it back down. White over white. Remember, guys, pitch is to control your airspeed. Power for altitude. There we go. I've got the flight path marker right on the runway here on our synthetic vision. Holding about 83 knots. We've got a slight crosswind of about 5 knots. And here we go, bringing that power back. Now we're going to hold that nose. We're going to transition into a slow flight. And we're going to wait for the mains. Oh, there we go. And of course, this is the part where you guys can make fun of me. As you can see, I probably broke my spine there with that landing. So not the softest landing, but you know what? Any landing you walk away from is a good landing, or so we say in the pilot community. We're going to go ahead and turn off here on Alpha 4, vacate the runway. And let's go ahead and clean it up. Flaps coming up. Landing light going off. Strobes off. Taxiway looks clear. We'll go ahead and we'll take Alpha back to the ramp here. And you know what, guys? Make fun of me all you want. I'm still taxiing. I don't have any damage, so I guess that's good enough, right? I guess the good thing is that's why we have insurance and renters insurance, just in case you have a rough landing in real life. You can at least have somebody to cover you. Or, if you got deep pockets and you want to pay out of pocket, by all means, go for it. And while we're taxiing back here, I'll go ahead and make a plug-in. This is UK 2000's rendition of the Indianapolis Executive Airport. Guys, I'm a huge fan. This is, I think, my first product from them that I've got. And they do a very, very good job with general aviation airports predominantly. I used to work in the ramp for a major company that provided services like this. And let me tell you guys, this scenery is amazing. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. I like it. I like the static models of the aircraft. We've got, it looks like a Citation 5 there, Gulfstream 550, Hawker 800, and a Lear 60. Very well modeled. And again, it just brings life to the scenery instead of just having a dull, empty space. And what we're going to look at here is we're going to taxi past our startup point, which was just in front of the hangar here. Again, beautiful scenery. And we're going to park here on the overhang because we are VIP and we do what we want. So to whomever was getting ready to fly out of here in their nice fancy jet, I'm sorry, but this is now mine. Let's make sure Joe and Bill over there stay clear. I don't want to hit them or damage them. or their equipment. But anyways, here we are. Let's go ahead and get our parking brake set right here, guys. Parking brake handle is on. Let's go ahead and check our caution. I don't see anything. Just letting us know the stall heaters failed, obviously, because we're not flying. Let's go ahead and begin the shutdown procedure. Let's go ahead and get our lights off. Turn those off. Let's go ahead and send that transponder back to standby. Okay. Let's go ahead and kill the avionics master. Turn off our fuel pumps. Let's go ahead and kill the engines. There we go. Let's go ahead and open the door. Get some nice fresh breeze in here. Plus, we look cool. Canopy raising up like that. It definitely is for ramp aesthetics, and Diamond knows it. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn off our alternators for now. Keys are in the neutral position there. In real world, obviously you remove that, place it somewhere on your dash. It's a good indicator for ramp workers to know, hey, your keys are out, so I know that you're not going to be operating those engines anytime soon. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get the electronic master off. GSX popping up. Sorry about that. Parking is too small for your aircraft. I disagree with that, but thanks for that, GSX. My door closed, so let's go ahead and open it again. And obviously at this point, real world, you probably have a set of chocks on your landing gear, but we're just going to pretend they're there. And now we're going to step inside, have some coffee, maybe go have some lunch, and then we'll go back up at some point. But anyways, guys, this is Captain Gonzo. I appreciate you guys watching us and following us through this series of tutorials / demos. Again, just keep in mind, this is for demonstration and entertainment purposes only. Please do not apply this to real world flying whatsoever. And again, we're open to any type of criticism, comments, suggestions. Definitely feel free to drop them there. Let us know what we missed, what we could do better, because this series is going to evolve into a bunch of other aircraft. We're huge fans of GA aircraft, the Coronado series, Just Flight, Flight Effects, you name it, we've got it. And we're just dying to get a bunch of tutorials out there to help you guys in the sim community develop your skills, hone in, and become more proficient flying the aircraft. That way, every time you load up into the sim, you're not just starting on the runway and taking off. You go through the full series of procedures, and you take advantage that these aircraft are modeled the way they are. So, once again, guys, Captain Gonzo here, part of that Fly Sim channel. We appreciate the views. Thank you for taking the time to look at us and definitely make fun of us. We love that. So stay tuned. We'll be putting more content out. And for now, that'll do it for the DA42, guys. So take care, and we'll see you on the next one. And as always, happy flying, Simmers.